welcome to Tech Talks. Today I have Celestine or WeMove, one of the co-founders of a platform that enables anyone to get access to any type of vehicle that they want to use. Celestine, welcome to Tech Talk.
Thank you very much.
Now, WeMove, very interesting in fact. So you're probably a platform for any type of vehicle and not a specific type.
Yes.
So why did you start WeMove? I like that story. What were you doing before this, and why? What is the opportunity that you saw that made you take that plunge?
So I studied computer science in Iraq. After graduation, I tried my hand on a startup. I started a startup called Ticket Mobile, and we were trying to bring bus ticketing to make people easily buy bus tickets online. I started sometime in 2012, went in sometime 2013. It didn't quite work out. We had to shut it down because we couldn't raise money to move forward. But during that process, I already had partnership with a couple of transport companies. I had network with them, so I went to work with Interswitch for some time, and then went forward to work with a couple of other people. So sometime in 2016, a friend of mine, one of my classmates from school, was having his wedding, and we needed to organize the boys to come to go to his wedding. And then
The support.
Yes. And then what I did then was I leveraged the network I had back then to get 2 vehicles for the trip, right? And then after that, if another friend of mine was having an event at LBS and he needed to get vehicle to move the guests, and he reached out to me and I did the same. So after that, 5th of October 2016, I bought the domain WeMove.co and just put a simple page with a phone number. You want to hire a vehicle, call this number. You just run it as a pilot. Sometimes
Just run it as a pilot. You don't put any investment. Let's just get traditional phone.
Yes.
And
let's see if it
web
will work.
page. Exactly. Yeah.
Let's see how many people even needs it.
Yeah.
After that, 2 of my co-founders joined in, Chima and Majid, and then we were just picking phone calls and helping people get vehicles. And sometime over a period of almost 1 year, around July, we discovered that we've had a lot of demand, a good number of demand. Converted a very small fraction of it, but I mean, people want to hire vehicles, including big multinationals calling us and requesting that they want to hire vehicles. So I spoke with a few friends and some people I met online, and I got very, very, very early stage family, friends, and full investment. So we registered the company in October 2017 and went full time January 2018.
So, and how has been the demand, the response, the success?
We are converting a very small fraction of our demand, even as of now.
When you say converting, I mean taking it digital or?
No, actually getting vehicles
for those people. Yes, okay,
Yes.
Okay.
The conversion is a very small fraction of it. Yes. Considering demand is high in this.
So let me ask the question. I mean, some people might want a type of vehicle, you might not have access to it. Some people might want a vehicle that you have, but they want it for maybe a longer period of time. What is that? Are those things that actually affect conversion?
The way we operate the business is such that we have a pool of suppliers that we've signed up. We have 350 suppliers right now with over 2,500 vehicles among them.
That's good. Is that all online?
Right now, the suppliers are signed up, but their vehicles are not all signed up at the moment, right? So there's a variety of vehicles, from trucks to cars to buses to any kind of vehicles. And now, getting some people now want something very specific. For instance, someone was asking us that they want a tanker that moves just groundnut oil. That is 33,000 liters, and I'm like, oh God, how do we do this? So things like that, we have a lot of these kind. I mean, sometimes this kind of requests come in, and those affect conversion. But in the general sense of things, the types that we have mostly are regular people needing a coaster bus, a BRT bus, a truck to move their office, and all that.
What do you think, in your opinion, is driving this demand? Because there's a lot of demand in logistics. There's, I mean, Uber came in, but now there are different people competing with Uber. We have Kobo 360, who is sort of a competition of yours because they do large trucks, which you do. So you're in the space of everyone. So one, what's driving this demand, and then why do you think that your proposition is one that is sustainable amidst all this competition and also people that are coming into this space as well?
So what is driving the demand first and foremost? People move. People have to move from one place to another. Either they're moving themselves or they're moving stuff that they bought or whatever.
And people are more mobile now actually than before. So people don't have offices like before. So I think
now, not just that.
Yeah.
Even within the local hinterlands and all those villages, when people farm, they have to move things to the market. Or when they get stuff done within a particular place, they have to, when they finish processing, the local processing, they have to move it to where they have to sell.
Yeah.
Right?
Then my question is, that has always been there. So is it there are more people selling now? Commerce is actually increasing.
The problem is that it hasn't been done efficiently.
Okay.
Now, there are people who have their vehicles in particular places and don't know exactly how to get value out of those vehicles. Now, when we started up, we were taking just anyone who has a vehicle that he needs to get stuff, and he needs to get, he wants to make money out of that vehicle, bring it on and we'll get people. Now, this kind of thing gives exposure to these kind of people, right? The problem with that design is that it's not, you see people who are not driven to get result out of it, but that's a different conversation entirely. But the point is that these things are not, getting transportation hasn't been as efficient. Imagine a typical scenario, if you want to get someone, if I was a farmer or something, or if I was trying to get people to move, something I have, I'd call someone who knows someone who has used someone, or I'll go to the park and go and start haggling with the, the alternative for what I and my friends were facing at that moment was to go to the park and start haggling with some of these vehicle owners. But when you have a platform, like a trusted platform, that is that person that everybody knows that they can go to and get the vehicle that they need, right? Then you don't need to go through all that process of having to go to one place, find someone, who has moved this, who has done that.
How do you get people to know about it? How do you get people to trust? And how do you get people to trust in also financing or funding or investing in your organization?
So we are still riding the wave of referrals, right? Most of the business we've done is mainly for the fact that we treated some of our customers well and they spoke with us. And then we have a lot of goodwill from platforms like Twitter when people make requests and say they want to move, and we are usually the option that a lot of people come up with. People who know us within the communities that we belong to and the wider community of those communities that we belong to are referring us to more people, right? We've done a few ads, we've done some offline, but nothing in the scale of something for the general public.
So do you see yourselves as a platform begin to backward integrate? And we've seen people like Amazon now opening, going offline in terms of acquisition. I mean, like you're a platform.
Yeah.
Like you're a platform, so you see on that platform how things are happening, right? The issues with driver, the issues with stuff. You see yourself saying, I'm going to take from this and I'm going to now invest in actually or collaborate with an existing transportation or build your own transportation company and try to do the things that you have learned from your
building our transportation company right now is not a medium-term goal. It's not something we are looking at doing at the moment. But what is most important for us and for every business is efficiency, right? You need to be sure that when customers come and demand come, they are getting the best results possible, right? And as time goes on, businesses start to notice that places where they've drawn the line, they say, look, okay, this is where our liabilities end and the supplier's liability begins, right? Sometimes they have to revisit that line and say, okay, so what's the problem? What is really happening here, right? I'm not really now the option if business requires it, but at the moment, it is not what we are trying to do.
Excellent. Celestine, thank you for coming on Tech Turks. It was a good conversation.
Great having conversation with you.
Thanks.